Step number 7 is the paperwork and the required Texas disclosures. There is a required document called the seller's disclosure. That is when the seller lists on this form all the things that are specific to that property. A lot of times it's even repairs. It's some examples is if the house has been flooded before. Does the house have sewer? Does it have a septic tank? And then I know a lot of times for the septic tanks you have to have the inspection certification for that. Any sprinkler issues or sprinkler systems that are on the property. Just things that make that piece of property unique, and the things that are on that piece of property. So seller's disclosure. Then there's a lot of paperwork, different paperwork that Texas does require. The forms and documents for selling a house here in Texas is whenever you go to the closing table, you have to have 2 forms of ID, your copy of purchase agreement and any addendums, closing statement, signed deed, bill of sale, and affidavit of title. Some possible additional documents could be the loan payoff information, the HOA forms and guidelines. That's important if you're in a homeowners association, all the fees, survey results or survey affidavits, home inspection results, proof of repairs and renovations like we talked about earlier, home warranty information if that's going to be included in the closing. If it's part of a probate property, you need copy of the will, trust, or power of attorneys. You need the relevant affidavits if there happens to be non-foreign affidavit, name affidavits, closing disclosures for certain seller consensus concessions, and correction statement and agreements if there's been any of those that are needed. So just be sure that you get with your agent, maybe your attorney if there's a more complex situation for you, but just be sure that before you go to the closing table that you have everything in order.